NICKO McBRAIN's meet and greet, Nirvana reunion, and Anthrax finally confirmed their new studio album. Or not. Metal is alive and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. New Epica. Dutch symphonic metal titans Epica just announced the release of their new studio album Aspiral, which will become the 9th studio record in the band's discography. And even already dropped a first single off of it. Unravel all this mystery. By the way, the title of the new album is derived from the work of the Polish sculptor Stanisław Szukalski, which he has done back in 1965, and according to Epica, represents everything that defines the band today in 2025. A combination of different elements which, by all rules, are not really supposed to work together, yet somehow they do, and in this synergy develop something absolutely unique and distinctive. Yeah. In addition to the song Cross the Divide, which will open the album, Aspiral will give the fans 10 brand new Epica songs. And by the way, here I just wanted to say something about Epica fans being super lucky, as this band is very consistent in releasing new albums. But then I realized that the album which I thought that Epica has just released was dropped all the way back in 2020. Where the flip does the time go? But anyways, a new Epica album is always a good thing, and if you're a fan of symphonic metal, and moreover if you're a fan of Epica, I'm more than sure that you will absolutely love Cross the Divide, as it basically combines everything the band's fans love Epica for. By the way guys, real quick, if you use Instagram, Facebook, X or any other social media platform, I would love for us to connect there, and the same goes for YouTube as well, because the thing is that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to the Metal Pilgrim channel. So if by any chance you still haven't done so, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching on the show, I would really appreciate it if you would consider doing it right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. Come and have some fun, we will see the sun when the show is done. Follow if you dare. NICKO McBRAIN's meet and greet. A very unexpected, surprising, yet a very pleasant event happened this week in the lives of Iron Maiden, and more specifically NICKO McBRAIN's fans. As for the first time since the announcement of his departure from live touring with Iron Maiden, the legendary drummer held an official gathering to hang out with his loyal, die-hard fans. Every year before the start of the 70,000 Tons of Rock, Iron Maiden fans attending the festival have a little tradition of gathering together at NICKO McBRAIN's restaurant Rock and Roll Ribs in Miami, from where the 70,000 Tons of Rock cruise ship starts its rock and roll journey. And so early this week, NICKO McBRAIN's wife Rebecca just casually posted an announcement on Instagram that this Wednesday NICKO decided to pass by the restaurant and say hi to all of his fans. And despite the whole fact that she posted this just a couple of days before that, gazillion of Iron Maiden fans poured into Miami to meet with the legendary NICKO McBRAIN and eat some baby back ribs and drink some Trooper beer. And at least from the videos available online, it looks like NICKO McBRAIN was simply overwhelmed by the fans' response and was extremely happy to meet all of his fans once again.
Look at these fresh new. These are very nice.
Now, by the way, my friends from the Captain Harris YouTube channel went to Miami and posted a little vlog about it, so definitely check it out after watching this video. The links will be in the description to this video if you would like to. But I simply have to say that despite the whole fact that I was obviously not able to attend the event, just seeing NICKO McBRAIN and the way he was interacting with his fans was, for some weird reason, a very emotional thing to me, as it just once again showed how much NICKO loves his fans and how much his fan base means to him. And thus I just once again thought about how incredibly difficult it must have been for him to make that final decision of stepping down as a live drummer for Iron Maiden. And the thing is that most of you guys might have noticed that I haven't actually posted any new Up the Irons series in the last couple of weeks after NICKO McBRAIN's announcement. And the reason for that was because I simply couldn't do it. I still can't really gather my thoughts together. As despite me actually being super excited for the Run For Your Lives tour, I simply cannot really imagine what it will be like to be seeing Iron Maiden without the legendary NICKO McBRAIN behind the kit. The kit he had been pounding for more than 42 years. And seeing NICKO once again, and especially being so happy to meet his fans, just brought all those feelings back for some reason. As despite the whole thing that all of us Iron Maiden fans, of course, have been kind of expecting that the news of NICKO's departure would be coming to us, sooner or later. It still did hit me, and I'm sure that thousands of Iron Maiden fans around the world pretty hard. And thus, it is even more amazing to be seeing NICKO McBRAIN in good health and good humor. And I still hope that despite everything, NICKO McBRAIN will still be doing his part for the new Iron Maiden album, which for some reason I'm pretty sure we'll be hearing of in the next couple of years. By the way, guys, I actually did manage to finally record a new Up the Iron series episode, and it is actually already available on my Patreon as a thank you to all of my patrons who have been supporting this show without really receiving any benefits before that. So just know that if you would like to check it out, it will be in the description to this video. And as always, just thank you to everyone who is supporting this show. It is thanks to you that it even exists. New Anthrax album is finally confirmed. Okay guys, it's happening! It actually is! Or at least it looks like it is. But undoubtedly one of the most important and anticipated events of the year in the entire music industry overall is the NAMM conference, which took place roughly a week ago. And on that conference, while introducing his new Spectre bass, which for the record, just like all other Spectre basses, looks abso-freaking-lutely awesome, Anthrax bassist Frank Ballo has finally put a date on the new Anthrax album. So according to Frank Ballo, the new Anthrax album is pretty much done, and this time is definitely coming either in September or October the latest, thus marking an end of an era of speculations and anticipation for all Anthrax fans. As the thing is that this new Anthrax album might actually be one of the most anticipated ones in the band's entire career. As first of all, well, it's actually been 8 years since Anthrax released anything new, and secondly, well, the talks about it have been going on for so many years that I don't know how about you, but I actually won't believe that it is coming until I actually hold it physically in my hands, or at least hear the first single off of it. And I'm not even kidding you.
We're all gonna move, okay?
The thing is that roughly around 4 years ago, I actually spoke to the same Frank Ballo. And in that conversation, Frank told me that the new Anthrax album is almost ready, and we should be able to hear it within a year or so. Once again, 4 years ago. And already by then, many Anthrax fans have actually been wondering when the new album is coming already. So at least to me, and I'm sure that for most Anthrax fans as well, the reaction to the talks of this new Anthrax album somewhat remind me of that old fairy tale when a boy has been calling for help because of the wolves which were apparently coming. Meaning there's none. Not until we finally hear the new music by this legendary thrash metal band. Although, of course, deep down, we all do hope that it will finally happen already this year. As after that many conversations, it just has to be good, right? New Nevermore vocalist Surge. One of the most anticipated reunions of 2025 is definitely the Nevermore reunion. Oh yeah, by the way, if you didn't know about it, Nevermore are reunited this year in 2025.
Scream for me one time!
And so on the same NAMM conference, which looks like pretty much everyone has been at, and I have no idea how they all were able to fit in that space, but nevertheless, Nevermore's Jeff Loomis actually opened up a little bit about the process of hiring a new vocalist. As in case you guys missed it, the new Nevermore will be consistent of Jeff Loomis and Van Williams only, so the band kind of has to find a new bass player and a new vocalist. And so according to Jeff, the band has already received, attention, more than 350 applications for a place of a new vocalist. More than 350! So yeah, Jeff and Van definitely do have something to choose from. But it looks like they're actually taking their time with that decision. As according to Jeff, it is very, very important for him to make the right one. And they are okay to compromise even the date of this reunion and postpone it for several months in order to find a perfect fit for Nevermore. And the thing is that although in all honesty I've never actually been a huge fan of Nevermore, I'm actually really excited to hear what Jeff and Van will come up with, and especially with a new band. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it looks like we won't have to wait for that much longer. Nirvana reunion. The lineup of this week's FireAid concert, designed to gather some funds for those affected by the fires in California, was simply packed with many mainstream artists, starting with Lady Gaga and ending with Sting. But the performance which stole the evening's thunder was an unexpected and an unannounced reunion of Nirvana. When the three surviving Nirvana members, those being Dave Grohl, Chris Novoselic and Pat Smear, reunited on stage and performed 4 different songs with 4 different female vocalists. The unannounced performance kicked off with Breed, performed with St. Vincent on stage, followed by School from Nirvana's debut album Bleach, performed with Kim Gordon, Territorial Pissants with nobody else but the legendary Joan Jett, and ended with an emotional performance of All Apologies, on which the band was joined by Dave Grohl's 18-year-old daughter, Violet Grohl. And you know what? Unlike what many thought, this was actually not half bad. In reality, this wasn't actually the first time Nirvana reunited, as back in 2020, Grohl, Novoselic and Smear already did perform together on stage. Yet back then, it was pretty clear that it was just a one-off event. But following the many reunions which happened in the last couple of days, starting with Pantera and ending with Linkin Park reunited with a new female vocalist, it is of course rather natural that many Nirvana fans are now asking themselves whether this was a one-off show, or whether Dave Grohl and the team are somewhat testing the audience response, meaning that we might soon hear of yet another huge reunion in the world of rock and roll. By the way, what do you guys think about a possible Nirvana reunion, which, who knows, may happen sometime in the future, and although other reunions which happened in the last couple of years? Please let us know in the comments. And especially, please do if you are actually a Nirvana fan. And now the time has come for us to finally take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which, although did not get their own segments in this video, are definitely worthy of your attention. So let's do it. Doom metal forefathers Pentagram released their latest studio output titled Lightning in a Bottle, which became the first one since Bobby Labeling yet once again completely rebooted the legendary American act. And given the fact that this band's sound has shifted gazillion times during their 53-year-long career, and this new record may not qualify as a classic doom metal album, it is still great to see Bobby keeping the band's fire burning after more than 50 years on stage. Extreme metal trailblazers and passionate horror aficionados Aborted have unleashed a new standalone single called The Pain Will Be Exquisite upon the world. And since the band just released their latest album last year, as many fans could have guessed, this one is an unreleased bonus track from the recording sessions from Vault of Horrors, and just like many other of the band's songs, fuses multiple metal genres in it. American metalcore band Poison the Well returned with their first new single in 15 years, titled Trembling Level, which became the first one on the band's label Sharptone Records. And while this comeback did not come together with an official announcement of a new album, the band promises that more new music is to come soon. A great surprise for all band's fans. A supergroup, Sun Don't Shine, featuring members of Typo Negative and Crowbar, released a new single, The Promised Son. And it is actually pretty awesome, with Kirk's voice fitting the song's mood just perfectly, so definitely worth checking out. Bay Area thrash metalers Heathen announced Bleed the World Live album out March 14th, and released a live video for their track Sun in My Hand. The album is supposed to feature songs from each of the band's studio outputs, and thus should definitely be a real treat for every fan of Bay Area thrash metal school. Black Sabbath recognition. The British city of Birmingham has finally given Black Sabbath the recognition they deserve, as this week the entire band has been granted the Freedom of the City, a historic honor which on one hand may seem like nothing to many, but on the other is actually a big deal, as it made Black Sabbath the first metal band in history where each band member gets a recognition like this in the United Kingdom. And so the 4 original members of Black Sabbath, those of course being Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler and Bill Ward, all of whom of course grew up in Birmingham where they started Black Sabbath in 1968, will be granted this honor, by which Birmingham is cementing the status of the most metal city in the world, as it was there where Black Sabbath first forged metal in the late 60s, and it was around that city where later on Judas Priest perfected it and made it into the style we all know and love today. Now, after this news, of course, Sharon Osbourne spoke quite a lot about how Ozzy is simply over the moon about this recognition, and once again reiterated that Ozzy Osbourne wants to take his entire family and move back to Birmingham. Something they've been talking about for quite a long time now. Yet the coolest celebration of this news has been performed by the fans of Ozzy Osbourne's and Geezer Butler's favorite football team. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. And I can't even imagine what it was like for Ozzy to see this at his favorite team's stadium. And now, here's the thing, I know that this news may not seem as much for most of us metalheads, but in reality it is such mainstream occasions which introduce new fan base to our favorite genre and ensures that it will live forever. And in addition to that, it kind of gives me hope, as yeah, I'm one of those people who still believes that it is possible that the legendary Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath will still give that final concert at the Aston Villa Stadium they've been talking about for so long now. As in my opinion, only a final concert with all 4 original members would be a perfect closer for the band's iconic career. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and thank you so much for all your support you're showing to me, the show in Ukraine, through this very difficult time. As always, please don't forget to like this video, comment under it, spread the word about the show. I mean, come on, you know what to do. So, yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. We will prevail. Slava Ukraini!